Hello there, my name is Cotton. I usually upload videos of my gameplay and other videos. I think those who usually watch my channel were surprised by my sudden uploading of such a video. Now, the problem that started with Assassin's Creed Shadows has become very big. In this video, I hope to talk about what I as a Japanese woman feel. I think there are various risks in addressing the problem here in a video. However, since the trigger is a game, I decided to shoot a video because I wanted to do something as a game fan. Also, since I am learning English now, and since people from overseas are subscribing to my channel, I decided to make a speech in English so that more people can understand this problem. My English is still immature and I use a variety of translation apps, but I have also added subtitles to this video, so I hope it can be watched by a variety of people. At the outset, absolutely, I'm not trying to be racist. There is no intent to discriminate against any particular country, race, or group. Please understand this beforehand. In this problem, I will try to exclude the political correctness perspective as much as possible and speak from the perspective of an ordinary person. I am not a history expert and my perception may be wrong a lot. In that case, I would appreciate it if you could correct me in the comments of this video. Let's start with my reaction to the PV of this game. Please watch at this. はい、どうもよろしくお願いします。ということで、アサシンクリードシャドウズの PV を見ようと思います。見るのはこれですね。これの長い動画。アサシンクリードシャドウズゲームプレイウォークスルー拡大版というものを、見ていこうと思います。13分の動画なので、要所要所なんかポイントで切り抜いていくかなって思いますので、よろしくお願いします。じゃあ行きましょう。
The fields are busy. The big harvest requires many hands. Well, you are a friendly beast, are you not?
犬は可愛いね。犬はめっちゃ癒やしい。
Samurai, one that does not hail from these lands.
I am a stranger, yes, but you have nothing to fear from me.
Ha! I have enough to fear from the men of Kochiyama. They abuse their power, taxing us again and again, leaving us only scraps.
What is happening here? This isn't your fight, Samurai. I told you, keep walking. your peace. There's another. Up the road to the castle.
殺されるところだったって。いや、弥助が人殺しとるやんけ。
Persecutor. Greed cannot rule this village. Not while I have breath in my lungs and a blade in my hand. I said kill him. I'll wash away his failure with your blood. You will have to spill it first. Who do you think you are? For the people? I am justice.
It's almost dark. No one will see me coming. I'll go straight for the daimyo. When fighting a snake, why wrestle the body when you can slice off the head? Fujioka must have been the samurai Yasuke took out. Good riddance.
Your time.
A daimyo like that deserves a slower death than the one I'm about to give him. I've shed all the blood I need. Time to go.
その忍者の描写はかなりいいと思うんですけど、やっぱ弥助の侍描写が良くないと思うな。
はい。Now, let me tell you what I think of this PV. About the black protagonist named Yasuke. One of the opinions claimed by people from overseas was that Japanese people would not like this work because a black person is the main character. But this is a big mistake. The Japanese will not criticize a black protagonist solely because they are black. Rather, I think the existence of Yasuke is very interesting as a theme for creative works. He leaves his homeland to serve a new lord in a faraway country with a different language and culture, where he learns loyalty and confronts his enemies. It is a very interesting story as fiction, and I think many Japanese view Yasuke favorably. I think the problem is portrayal of Yasuke in this game. Yasuke's portrayal in Assassin's Creed Shadows. In this PV, I felt very disgusted and fearful toward Yasuke. This is probably due to the excessive depiction of murder. Considering the historical background, I think death was certainly close at hand at that time. However, since there were also laws in Japan during the Warring States period, it seems that murder without a reason was, of course, a crime. Furthermore, Yasuke's violence is excessive. Full swing of a metal bar at a person's face, stomping on the head of a fallen opponent, and decapitate a weakened opponent's head. These actions are not acceptable human behavior. This is a disgusting depiction not only for the Japanese, but also for people from other countries. And if I look at the flow of the game, Yasuke in this scene is a stranger who came from another territory. From the village's point of view, it just seems like strangers running amok. To the uninformed public, it would appear that Oni had attacked the village. Oni are terrifying creatures from Japanese folk tales. If we compare it in English, it is monsters or ogres. No matter the cause of saving the people suffering from oppression, this Yasuke is nothing but a criminal. Samurai in Japan's Warring States period refers to a bushi who served a nobleman. Therefore, this Yasuke cannot be a samurai. Yasuke in this game is portrayed as very rough, and he is not a respectable person at all. I say in strong terms, he seems like a stupid foreigner with no sense of propriety. This game lacks respect for the Japanese and at the same time insults Yasuke himself. I consider it very dangerous for this Yasuke to be representative black protagonist. This is a significant lowering of the image of black people for the Japanese. I believe that not only the Japanese people should be angry about this game, but the black people should be angry as well about Yasuke's visibility in Japan. From a personal point of view, Yasuke was completely unknown in Japan. For example, when I first learned of Yasuke was when I saw a history variety show on TV about 10 years ago. Of course, There is no mention of him in the history textbooks I studied as a child. He was not an important figure in either Japanese or world history. He is the kind of person that some history-only nerds know him. As has been said many times in this problem, there are very few primary sources about Yasuke. Of the numerous documents that remain about Japan's warring state period, only a few lines are written about him. Because of the lack of documentation, we know almost nothing about Yasuke. So there is no research done on him and we can only speculate on what he is like. Regarding this, someone has uploaded a video on YouTube called All Historical Documents Related to Yasuke. If you would like to watch it. Problems with UBI as a company. UBI recently issued an apologetic message from the development team regarding Assassin's Creed Shadows. However, this apology content misses the point and is dishonest as a company. In the statement, UBI emphasizes that the games in the series are fictional, saying that games in this series were not created for the purpose of recreating historical facts or historical figures. I think it is very good to emphasize that it is fiction. However, they stated in a May 2024 interview that they were checking for historical accuracy. Of course, Japanese people know own country, so we can understand that this game is fictional and not all accurate. However, it is difficult for foreign users to fully understand Japanese history and culture, and I believe that this statement is one of the reasons for the growing problem. This led to misunderstanding of Japanese history and culture by people who did not understand fiction and spread that false perception that blacks had been in Japan since ancient times and that blacks were samurai. This is a very big issue and I think UBI has a responsibility to disseminate the collection of information more globally. Also, numerous image plagiarisms have been noted in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I have my doubts about this game's development system. Cultural properties are copyrighted and protected by international treaties. It is possible that the development staff used it without permission, but ignoring this fact calls into question the company's very existence. If they ignore international treaties, then UBI is a company that does not abide by the law. Such a company should not exist. UBI will have a responsibility to issue another statement on this issue and indicate how it will respond in the future. And Assassin's Creed Shadows needs to cease development and release, or at least rebuild the game from scratch. There is a website that summarized that Assassin's Creed Shadows problem if you would like to see it. It was very clear and I used it to organize this speech. Thank you so much. I will then give my personal opinion on Mr. Thomas Lockley in this issue. Thomas Lockley is described in the Yasuke section of this website. Please take a look at this page as it will show you what he did. A person named Thomas Lockley. He is an associate professor at Nihon University's College of Law and apparently teaches history and English. He has published books and articles on Yasuke, and his outrageous content is a contributing factor to this big issue. Vicious hoax that Japan started the black slave buying and selling. Thomas Lockley has published books in both English and Japanese, one of which could be taken as Japan started the black slave buying and selling. However, this is clearly not true. Perhaps he thought so that since Yasuke, a black slave, came to Japan, the black slave buying and selling must have started there. However, this is too nonsensical an assertion. As mentioned earlier, there are many historical documents available on Japan, but very few primary sources on Yasuke, and no description of black people other than Yasuke at that time has been found. For example, it would be very conspicuous if foreign people came to Japan, a mono-ethnic country, so if blacks arrived besides the Portuguese, they would surely be recorded. In other words, Yasuke is the exception of the exception, and there is no way such thing as Japan enslaving many black people. Allegations that he repeatedly edited the Yasuke entry on Wikipedia. Thomas Lockley is alleged to have repeatedly edited the Yasuke entry on the English Wikipedia to make it fit his theory. This is still in the alleged stage, but there is a lot of evidence to support it, so I assume that he was editing and I will talk. What is pernicious in this regard is that he was editing the English version of Wikipedia, which is out of the sea of Japanese people. He has been editing the Yasuke section since at least about 10 years ago and has been trying to spread his claims abroad. He was disseminating over the years distorted Japanese history. The seeds he quietly planted took time to take root abroad and developed into the big issue we have today. It is very hard to clear up a misunderstanding once it has occurred. This is why I believe that Thomas Lockley should be thoroughly pursued. I also believe that Wikipedia's credibility has been ground down by this issue. English and foreign Wikipedias have been considered relatively trustworthy, but as long as they cannot prevent malicious people from editing them, I think they have little material value. I am not familiar with the educational situation in other countries, but in Japanese universities, we are taught not to trust Wikipedia too much. This is because Wikipedia can be edited by anyone and often also lacks primary sources. If we quote from Wikipedia in our university research or papers, faculty members will ask us to revise out quotes. As long as we cannot prevent people like Thomas Lockley from being malicious, I think we should not trust the contents of Wikipedia, either in Japan or abroad. It is a very useful site, but should be used only as an overview or reference. The crime of historical falsification. Today, some people overseas believe Thomas Lockley's book and claim that blacks have been in Japan for a long time and that Japan also used many black slaves. This fact is clearly degrades the honor to Japan, and I think he has guilt of falsifying Japanese history. It is not a crime to study history and explore historical facts. His crime was to make up a false history and insult other countries based on his deductions from literal materials. Regarding the future of Thomas Lockley, the first thing he needs to do is fulfill his responsibility to explain. His books and papers may be of little value in the academic, but his impact on the world is immeasurable. Now, he has deleted his SNS and is hiding, but this behavior is dishonest both as a human being and as an educator. Whether he is willing to talk about this issue or not, he must appear publicly. Also, since he is an associate professor at Nihon University, Nihon University would be able to reach him. I think we need to pursue this issue until he speaks again about his claims and not moot the issue. I ask that Nihon University respond in good faith, as leaving him alone is an act of losing credibility in academia. Thank you for watching this video so far. My speech was in poor English, but I hope my thoughts and feelings were conveyed to you in some small way. If you agree with my opinion, I would appreciate it if you could click the like button and share this video. Finally, let's end by watching this video. Yasuke yaないかい. Thank you.
はい。ということで、最後は安家やないかいの動画を見て終わろうと思います。こちらですね。これ。キャベツの人が作成した動画ですね。安家やないかいを見て終わります。
アサシンクリード主人公の弥助、実在の人物を出さなかった作品、日本を舞台に繰り広げるのは初めてで、俺たち指合い三者でもどうする、日本は歴史が深いぞ、難航する歴史決定、ここで湧いてきたスイートベイビー、やつらに俺はこれからのゲームにはいる、識人種が必要不可欠、そこで考えピストル出せるの歴史界で侍のブナがケチ、そこにたまたまやっけ、これしかないひらめいたみんなで頑張って歴史交渉、頑張って日本に詳しい人、頑張って作ったシャドウズ、後悔すれば批判殺到、どう 侍主人公はやったので日本の歴史に詳しい専門家やと文献書も小説いろいろなさった結果安家って実はそんなにすごくないんじゃね古く私たちの歴史で埋めた難航するコンセプトアートここでは言ってきたイーロン・マスクやつによれば多様性は芸術を殺すいやいやシャドウズは歴代最高の朝栗なめない論者だいいのいいね非表示ここでやらかしちゃいな日本向けなのに中国字幕に愛せないコンセプトアート AY の俺らはもうあんの公開すれば批判させた公開すれば批判させたどうすればいい安家とりあえず敬意して信長と折り合い安家日本の誇り肩には四角春に稲刈り神社で誇った木牛は善に星座俺たち指合いは一生不滅
笑い事じゃねえんだよな。